tuned into my show with the biggest names you want to know about. It's musicboulevardcanada.com. I am in the historical Boiler House restaurant located in the heart of Toronto's Distillery District. You've tuned into The Buzz. I'm your host, Melissa Candy, on musicboulevardcanada.com. Stay tuned. I have international music sensation, George.
Thank you. You're beautiful yourself.
Thank you. So, what's been going on with everything around the new album? I know that you're working on an album right now, aren't you? On your second one?
Yeah.
So what's been happening since the release of your first one?
Well, I mean, I actually just shot my 5th video, Butterfly, which I'm really excited about. It's very different from my other videos.
That's my phone.
Look at that, eh? Look at that.
I'll just turn off the ringer, just in case.
Unbelievable. Yeah, Butterfly is actually my 5th video, and I'm actually really excited about it because it's very different from my other videos. You know, my other videos, they're very, produced, I'm dancing, and they're very pop. And this song is very pop as well, but I think it's got more of a classic feel to it.
So we're not going to see the dancing? We're not going to see...
My shirt's on, I'm wearing a tie. And I just feel like, Canada has already seen that side of what I do. And, you come to one of my shows, and if it's a dance show, that's what I do. But this is just another side. It's kind of building more of a musical side to it. I play instruments, and I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, and, I know. I read that you actually learned how to play the piano, the harmonica, and the guitar.
Yeah.
Did your parents get you into that, or did you just, gradually pick up and say, hey, Mom, I want to learn how to play the piano? Or did your parents gradually introduce you to the instruments?
Well, I mean, both my parents were in the arts. I mean, my father was an opera singer. He toured Europe, and my mother went to Juilliard. She was a dancer.
Wow.
So, I was brought up in the arts, and actually I started really getting into it when I remember when I was in like pre-K school, and I watched West Side Story, and there was like how they're walking down and snapping their fingers and stuff.
I thought you were going to say Grease.
No, I was
Grease.
Grease is great too.
Yeah.
But that was the one that really started getting into, like, I remember walking down the halls and I was like telling my friends, like, yo, man, snap when you're walking down. And, also after I watched Michael Jackson Thriller, I just was so inspired,
he inspired a lot of people.
Yeah, I just started getting into dance from that. I was actually a dancer first before I was a singer and a performer, and then little by little I started getting into singing and songwriting and composing. And
when did you realize you had a voice? When did you realize that you could sing?
When I started, I wasn't that good at all, actually, no. Excuse me.
It's okay.
It took me a lot of time to really focus on, what kind of voice I wanted. I think that when you start singing, you kind of try to sound like other people, and you try to, imitate other people, and it's a progress. There are many different kinds of singing, and there are different ways you can use your voice. You can use your voice in a music theater way where you're projecting more. You can use your voice in more of an R&B. Yeah, I mean, there are different ways of singing. So, I mean, just learning about, different ways and then kind of, putting it all together to create my own sound. I think that's what I've been focusing on in the last, 4 years of training.
I also know that your brother is also in the industry as well.
Yeah.
But he's got more of an alternative kind of edge to his music now. Are you guys going to team up and do something together?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think.
Does he have the same choreography as you do? Does he do?
No. He's actually not really into choreography. I mean, he can definitely dance. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people have this image of Justin as, this guy is just an alternative guy, and he definitely is. He's incredible at what he does. A lot of people don't realize how talented he really is. He can really dance. He can really do a lot of different things. But I think his focus is just to create great music that's everlasting, that doesn't really have a genre,
Okay. So are you guys going to team up and do something
together?
together?
For sure. I hope so. I really hope so. I mean, Justin is an incredible artist. I really look up to what he does. And
you don't mind me asking, who's older, you or him?
I'm older.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
older. Yeah, a lot of people
can teach him a few things and
I mean, he teaches me just as much as I teach him. Yeah. He's really so focused on the music, and I really look up to that.
How do you deal with the attention?
the
How do you
attention.
deal with all the girls? Because I know a lot of females are watching Much Music, and a lot of them are drooling of you. Actually,
oh, thank
they
you.
had message boards about you, and the girls were just writing these crazy messages.
Really?
I mean, what's the craziest thing a fan's done to you? Any underwears?
Yeah, I mean, at some of my shows, you know, girls are throwing up bras on stage, and I'll pick it up while I'm saying, I'll just be like, what is, this is a family show, you know, like. But I mean, I think it's just all fun, you know. I mean, I think once you start letting things get to your head, you know, and you start believing the hype, it's just over, you know. I mean, the reason why I really love music is because I felt a connection to it from Michael Jackson and all these incredible songwriters and singers like Brian McKnight and Alicia Keys, and it's like, that's really my focus, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, I have to go to the gym if I want to take my shirt off. So, you know, I'm very aware of the fact of what I'm doing. It's part of the
Do you
show.
like the reaction? Do you enjoy
Oh,
the
of
fact
course.
that these
It's
girls
fun.
are throwing themselves at you?
It's fun, but at the same time, it's like, this is a job, you know. It's like when I wake up in the morning and if I have an interview, I have to focus on my job. You know, it's like when I go on stage and I take my shirt off, that's part of my job. You know what I mean? And I have to know that I'm on stage and I'm entertaining. Otherwise, if I think it's all about me, it's done.
What would you say to an artist, an adolescent, or a teenager that wants to be a musician but decides that they want to quit school to pursue their dream? I mean, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Well, I didn't go to university. That was a choice that I made. At the time, I found management. At the time, you know, I was with CJ Hire, who's the reason why I'm doing this. You know, I built a team of people, and he, you know, introduced me to Hallie. So, I mean, what I'd say to them is if you're gonna follow your dream, you know, you have to really believe in yourself, and you have to put a plan together, and you have to put everything into perspective, you know. And you know, a lot of people just see me in the front as a front man, you know, singing and stuff like that. But without my team of people helping me, I'm nothing. It doesn't matter how good I am. You have to. This is a business, you know. And at the end of the day, you need to realize that this is a business, and with business comes money, you know, investors. You know, a lot of people have to be a part of it and have to believe in you so that you can shine, you know. And you have to be ready. You have to be ready for criticism. You have to be ready for judgments. You have to be ready, you know, to go through ups and downs.
How do you deal with your criticisms?
You know, I've had it my whole life. You know, ever since high school, I've been doing this. I've been taking.
In high school?
I was very to myself. I'm a very private person, but like at the talent shows, I was taking my shirt off. I was still singing, you know. So it's like I've always had, you know, criticism. And like when I hear it, it bothers me because I do it to myself more than, you know, I'm my hardest critic.
Did you ever get rejected along the road while?
Oh yeah, I mean there have been times where I'm on stage and it still happens and people are talking and, you know, it's like,
Nobody's paying attention.
yeah, I mean, and then you'll have a couple people who are paying attention and you make the eye connection, you feel like you've done your job, but you know, you go out there and you put yourself out there. I mean,
how do you deal with the pressure? I mean, I know there's a lot of
Yeah.
people out there that probably can't deal with that kind of pressure. You know, to come out there and perform and then nobody's paying attention, or you know, you're not getting the response you want to get. So how would you?
I think in life, in general, when you go out there and you try to do something that is difficult, you have to have a connection with yourself and you have to really focus. You know, you're gonna be rejected, you're gonna be shut down, it's not gonna be easy, there are gonna be bumps in the road, it's gonna be frustrating, but you have to have a vision. You have to have a vision for what you're striving for, and you have to put a plan together, and you do your best to follow the plan. And you know, people are gonna try to get you off your plan, people are gonna try to judge you, people are gonna try to bring you down, but the moment you let them, you know, get in the way, it's over.
It's over.
It's over. It starts with you, and it really ends with you. You know, if I wasn't enjoying myself, or if I didn't feel like I had anything else to offer, I'd really stop because it wouldn't be worth it to me.
I commend you. You're so strong.
Oh, thank you.
You're very strong.
Thank you very much.
You're very determined. I see that. Okay.
That's how you do a remix, baby. Yeah, royalty.